Welcome to the TruGolf Academy. My name's Jon Watts and you've joined me today at Branston Golf and Country Club. Today's video is going to be a really simple one on how to add distance to your drives. I know it's something you all want to do. I'm going to share with you a really simple drill to make sure you're striking on the way up to add distance to your tee shots. Stay tuned to find out more. As mentioned, today's video is all going to be about the driver and how we can gain some distance by striking more upwards with our driver. I saw a really interesting, well I found it interesting stat the other day. Robot hitting the driver at the same clubhead speed, at the same strike location, but varying the angle of attack. So 4 degrees down, 0 and 4 degrees up. And it made 40 yards of difference from 4 degrees down to 4 degrees up. So if you're not striking up on your driver, you are definitely losing out. Now I know there are a number of tour players actually hitting more level or possibly even down on the golf ball and perhaps giving up a few yards, but these guys and girls are long enough anyway. For all us average hitters out there that aren't smashing it 300 yards plus, you really need to make sure you're doing this to maximize your distance. So I've got a really simple drill that we're going to use our head cover for. But before we go on to that, I'm just going to talk you through what I do want you to try and achieve with your shoulders to make sure you're hitting up on the golf ball. So once we've taken our address position, without changing our pelvis, I just want you to tilt your upper body slightly away from the target to make sure that your sternum is behind the golf ball, setting your trail shoulder lower than your lead shoulder. That is going to help encourage more of an upward angle. I know a lot of golfers are aware of this, but what I see is golfers doing it with everything, where they gain flex in their right knee or their trail knee at the same time, and then everything becomes a little bit out of alignment. So if I did it from the down line position here, if I tilt back and increase flex in my trail knee, suddenly my opens up my knees, my hips, my forearms, my shoulders, encouraging more of an out to in, faders, slicers swing path. Or we see as the shoulders tilt back, the hips are pushed forwards. Again, the problem here is if the hips push forwards on the backswing, they'll be trying to recenter themselves and they'll be sliding away from the target. So I actually want you to keep your pelvis where it was, natural neutral position in between your feet. And then I want you to just tilt your upper body without changing your lower body away from the target. As I said, the drill is going to be a really simple one, just using your driver head cover. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is place this head cover about a foot in front of the golf ball. So towards the front of the mat. Now I realise different head covers may be different sizes, so you may want to use your fairway wood head cover if the driver is too big, or a fluffy animal or something like that instead of a more traditional one. What I'm going to be trying to do here is strike the ball and miss the head cover, which means my club is traveling on an upward angle of attack to help me really maximize my distance. What we're trying to get out of is this downward blow. And with use of my GC2 and HMT, I'm going to be able to show you what figure I'm actually hitting upwards on the golf ball at as well. So I'll just make sure this is ready. Perfect. So we are going to be able to measure an angle of attack, and we're looking for a definite positive angle of attack if I can. I could vary tee height to encourage me to do this. All I'm going to be doing at setup is making sure that I'm tilted with my upper body away from the target without changing my pelvis position. And with the head cover in front, it's going to encourage me to strike upwards to be missing that head cover. So I'm going to set up to this one as normal. I'm going to keep my pelvis where it was, but tilt my upper body away from the target so my head and my sternum are behind the golf ball, and I'm going to be missing the head cover. What I'm going to do first of all is just have a couple of practice swings, and I'd encourage you to do the same, clipping the tee peg and missing the head cover. Perfect. Let's see if we can do it with the golf ball in the way. So, same exercise, same drill. These range balls spin a little bit more than your standard ball. So I'm not too worried about the distance or the spin rate, but I'm going to be looking at the angle of attack. So, let's give it a whirl, as I said, with the golf ball in the way. Definitely hit it on the way up. Not the best hit in the world, but 3.9 degrees on the way up. Let's hit one more and try and strike it better than that. It was very high toe and actually leaking a little bit right of target. Let's give that one more go. Pelvis where it was, sternum tilting behind the golf ball. I feel like I'm starting with a little bit more pressure onto my trail foot, and my only thought is to make sure I'm hitting up on the golf ball. That was a better contact. That was a much better strike. Missed the head cover. Didn't hit as up on it as the last one, so 2.9 degrees, nearly 3 degrees on the way up. Strike location was better. Figures were very minimal actually, not a lot of movement on that ball at all. But as I said, I'm not too worried about the distance when measuring it with range balls here. What I'm encouraging myself to do is hit the golf ball, miss the head cover, making sure I'm striking on an upward angle of attack. And I know if you can do that, it's going to gain distance for you. You're really going to notice a big difference. If you were a player that was striking down on the golf ball, give this drill a go. Make sure you're not losing out on any distance and you are striking upwards. If that video has helped, make sure it gives a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay in touch with all the new content every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 5:30. Thanks guys, we'll see you soon.